What is up, YouTube? It's your boy with this hairline disappearing day in and day out. Hope y'all are doing well. I'm here to bring you a bit of an informal video, but a serious one. And I don't know how the lighting's looking, but hey, way she goes, we're going with it. What I want to talk to you guys about today is 5 things I wish I knew when I first started my fitness journey. And by the way, these are going to be 5 more conceptual things, so overarching principles, if you will. I'm thinking of doing another video on 5 practical steps, 5 practical things you need to be doing, or that I wish I knew that would have changed the game as well. But I think the concepts are important to know first before you can actually see benefits from the practical steps. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and go through them. All I did was I wrote down a note of each step, okay? But I'm just gonna talk through each point myself. None of this is scripted or planned or anything. Straight from the heart, you know what it is. Oh, and by the way, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you wanna get to your goals faster and more enjoyably. I'm gonna look at the camera once more, see if I can salvage this. Nope, it's hopeless. All right, we're good. So the first thing I wanna talk to you about is the first concept that I wish I knew is that fitness is largely math, and ignore it at your own peril, as I did. You see, a lot of people I know are always like, oh, I hate math, oh, this, that. They don't want to accept the fact that not only is fitness mostly math, but pretty much everything is mostly math, okay? At least every goal you're trying to hit, right? So how is fitness mostly math, and why was me ignoring it what held me back for probably 5 years at least? Well, I didn't see results for about 5 years. And here's why. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have a way of tracking something or analyzing data about something you're trying to accomplish, but you have a goal that you want to accomplish, you don't know if you're moving in the right direction. And when you don't know if you're moving in the right direction, well, it opens up the possibility of losing motivation very easily, which happens to be the most common thing that happens in fitness, because people are ignoring the mathematical side. You know, the mathematical side is something I talk about probably the most. It's, you know, understanding your body weight. And sure, the scale doesn't tell the whole story, but it tells a very, very important part of the story that without it, you're still leaving a huge gap in knowledge that you need to maximize your efforts. Okay, so I don't want to go too much on a tangent or get too technical, but it's safe to say that for the first 4 or 5 years, just like most people do, I was going in the gym and I'm just going in and I would just try to lift as much as possible. That was it. I'm not tracking anything. Go in, try to lift as much as I could. And I got stronger, but you know, plateaus. Well, I don't know how much strength I realistically could have gained on top of that, probably a lot more. I was just stronger than everybody else because nobody else worked out at the time, right? I'm 14, 15, 16. Sure, I was strong, but it just so happened to be that nobody else around me worked out, so I thought I was doing things right. That wasn't the case. Another thing would be diet, right? So when I would eat, well, that's gonna be one of the other concepts, but I wouldn't track a thing. I had no idea how many calories I was eating. I was always too skinny. To be honest, didn't even know the concept of calories. And again, the nutritional concepts that I teach and that are fundamentals to fitness are all math. So, and I was always good at math, by the way. I just didn't understand the concept that it's all math, and I would make the mistake of going on and watching these bodybuilders talk about this and watch a different bodybuilding video every day when I could. Try that workout. The next day I watch his, I try his workout, and I do that workout. I was doing different workouts all the time, all this stuff. So I was just guessing, hoping to progress. But as we all know, you can't guess and progress at the same time. It just doesn't work unless you're lucky, and even if you are, it's short-lived. So that held me back big time. That's the first concept. Now, the second thing I wish I knew is that it will take a lot longer than you think it will, or than you expect it to, but you're gonna see changes quickly if you focus on progression. Okay, so I remember I started working out at 14. By 15, I'd been working out often. Again, no structure to it, but I was working out very often. And I was working out with friends. I would get my friends to come to the gym with me and all these kinds of things. And I used to say, man, just imagine in 3 years when we're seniors in high school, we're gonna be deezed. We're gonna be so jacked. I remember just picturing the fitness cover model guys or these pro bodybuilders, just like, we're gonna be deezed, right? And that's all we would talk about. And you know, it's good because I had a vision for what I wanted to look like, but here we are 10, 11 years later, and I'm still not as big or as impressive looking as I thought I would be by my senior year in high school. And by the way, this seems to be the case with most people, if not everybody, and not just when it comes to fitness again, but you know, having the vision's important, but just try not to set unrealistic expectations. Luckily, I was so addicted to it, and despite the fact not seeing results for 5 years, like when I was a senior, I didn't look that much different than when I was a junior, right, or a sophomore. Despite that, I still stuck to it, though I would have thought I'd be at least 10 times bigger by now at 25 years old. One thing you gotta understand is that you will see progress quickly if you take the right steps and you're actually working towards a goal systematically and strategically, which again, I wasn't doing, and that's why most of my friends fell off, because they weren't doing it either. I just happened to be the guy that loved it, and so I stuck to it, and that was it. So I guess I was lucky in that sense, but you don't have to be lucky. You can still make progress faster than me, way faster. But just know that for your ultimate vision of your dream body, it's gonna take longer than you think, so be willing to put the effort in long term, since it is a lifestyle after all. Next is something that's insanely important and was very eye-opening to me. So back when I was about 15 or 16, a couple years of working out, though again, not seriously, and dieting was just a joke. I ate pizza whenever. I tracked nothing, right? I had no idea about tracking calories. I ate pizza every day. I ate, you know, all candy every day. I took no meals seriously, none at all. Whatever mom made for dinner, okay, we're having that. I had money for lunch every day. I would just go buy a pizza or a shawarma, and breakfast was just cereal, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, that kind of stuff, right? So anyway, I remember asking this guy that I'd seen at the gym who looked insane, though he did appear natural, but very impressive. And I was very impressed by his physique. And you know, I started talking to him, and I remember asking him, you can almost say this guy was my first mentor when it comes to this, but I remember asking him, I said, hey man, he was about 25 or 28 at the time, something like that. Insane shape, this guy, right? Not crazy big again, but super impressive to me. So I asked him, I said, hey, what's your number one piece of advice that you would give somebody like me who wants to look like you? And this is the exact thing he said to me, okay? He looked at me and he said, well, you know, if I were to say the thing that made the biggest difference in my life, in my physique, and in my fitness was when I went from eating clean 5 days a week to eating clean 7 days a week. And when he told me that, my initial reaction, and probably for the next year or two, was, yeah, whatever, like, that's it? Come on, that's not the secret. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's logical, that's hard work. What's the secret, bruh? So I said, okay, thanks, man, I appreciate that. I turned around, I was like, this guy's fucking crazy, right? Even though he looked exactly how I wanted to look. The point of that is the fact that, look, you don't need to be strict all the time, but being consciously making decisions that are including and taking into account your nutrition every single day, not just 5 days a week and then you fall off on weekends. You see people turn the switch on Monday to Friday, Friday evening comes, they turn the switch off. There is no switch in fitness. It should always be high on the priority list. Just like many others, I would just turn the switch off. In fact, my switch was off all the damn time. But I know most people out there, if not pretty much everyone that's not seeing results, is because they don't take the weekend seriously. And this is just to say, again, no, you don't need to be on a restrictive 100% serious diet, Monday through Sunday, every week, no breaks ever. You know I don't preach that stuff, but it's just to say that you have to be a lot more conscious. One, understand nutrition is 10 times more important than everything else when it comes to overall health and fitness, okay? The way you look, feel, perform. And also just don't, he even said, even though he had been lifting for so long, in the last 2 years, he said, or something like that, he had seen the most drastic difference simply by taking weekends more seriously. And again, always being conscious of the nutrition, consciously and intentionally manipulating his nutrition and being considerate of it every single day instead of just on and off, week on, weekend off. That mentality never works. And I learned the hard way a few years later. It took me to realize, holy shit, this guy was right. So that's number 3. And the 4th is to be more efficient in the gym. So as I mentioned, I never had a structure in the gym, and for years I would go to the gym for about 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours, being in the gym for 3 or 4 hours straight. Now just imagine that. And I know there's people out there that still do it, and if you're one of those people, please stop. Unless you're training for some high-end kind of thing. If you're somebody who just wants to look and feel better, the last thing you ever need to do with your time is spend it extra in the gym than you need to. I didn't understand the concept of compounds, how to build strength, how to build muscle, and I didn't realize that your workouts can be 1 hour and be 10 times more effective than 3 or 4 hours. Even 2 hours is too much most of the time. So, you know, I wish I had realized that, look, these compounds, you pick a few basic exercises and those are what's gonna slap on the most muscle for the smallest amount of time. That's being efficient. And hey, you don't have to work out 7 days a week. I even did 2 a days sometimes. You can work out 3 or 4 days a week and see almost, if not sometimes, almost as many, and if not sometimes more results than somebody working out 7 days a week. So again, being efficient when it comes to fitness is so important. Being efficient in the gym, super important. And again, it's something I wish I knew earlier, and I wouldn't have wasted hours of my life. Probably would be a millionaire by now if I had all that time back, right? No regrets though. Anyways, the 5th and final one I want to share with you guys that I wish I knew early on kind of ties into all the rest of the points I just made, but it's something I think y'all need to hear as well. And that is that, hey, whoops, my thing's tilted. That was pretty anticlimactic, wasn't it? Listen, the 5th and most important concept that I wish I knew sooner was there's no secret. That's it. And the more you search for the secret, the more you're gonna keep bouncing around from this to the I just told you, the guy gave me the secret. The guy gave me what is most important. And because I was looking for the secret, I was looking for the loophole, I was looking for a way out of the hard work, I ended up going right past what I needed to do to see results 10 times faster. And I went jumping from program to program, year after year, hours in the gym, inefficient, not tracking, not making any progress, all because I spent every day looking for the secret. And in fact, that was how I spent my life. I was looking for the secret out of a way of hard work at school, at my jobs, and so on. So I think this is an overarching concept with life. There is no other way around it. You have to put in the hard work. That hard work includes all 4 of the points beforehand. Understand, embrace the math. If you don't, you hold yourself back tremendously and you leave a lot of results on the table. It's gonna take a lot longer than you think, but that's the point. If you understand that, you set the vision, you set the goal, and you make progress day in and day out, you're gonna achieve it faster than you would have otherwise. But again, you can't get by the hard work. Eat clean and be health conscious 7 days instead of 5. Don't turn the switch off. That right there is, if there is one, the secret, right? And that is hard work. But you keep doing it, you're gonna see results. You see more results, you're gonna be happier. You're happier, you're gonna wanna keep doing it. And be more efficient in the gym. Regardless, you still gotta go to the gym. You still gotta be structured with the gym. You still gotta make progress in the gym. You still gotta sleep right. You gotta eat right. You gotta make sure everything else is on point. And at the end of the day, it's all hard work. But hey, if it wasn't everybody would be walking around with a six-pack, and I probably wouldn't be making these videos. So with that said, that is the fifth and most important thing that I wish I knew, not only in fitness, but in life in general. These concepts are what I wish I knew, at least those first 5-6 years that I was basically spinning my wheels. Who knows where I'd be now, right? But I don't look back and dwell on it by any means. It was all a learning experience. It was all meant to be for where I am today. So with that said, comment below if you want to see me drop 5 more concepts, or if you just want to see me drop the 5 practical steps you need to be taking that I wish I had taken sooner than I do now, that catapulted my gains after 6 years of lifting, where I made more gains in the 6th year than I did all previous 6 years combined. So if you want to see that one also, let me know, drop a comment. Thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all, love y'all. Let me know what you think of this style of video as well, the informal style. And that's pretty much it. Again, thanks for watching. Always appreciate the love. And if you haven't yet, hit that like button, dislike if you want to get roasted. Even if you didn't dislike the video and you want to dislike just to give me some fun so I can roast your ass, then hey, by all means, okay? Don't forget to comment below, share with your friends, and anybody else who needs to hear at least one of these points. And of course, subscribe, because I'm dropping a video real soon and I don't want you to miss it. All right, that's it everyone, I'm out.